I don't know enough about MVP's plastic to know exactly what that disc was. It was a Dragonfly, and then it was, I don't know, they have several different plastic types, but Silent K can be in the comments letting us know.
I guarantee you he's already responding right now.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Players Meeting, a Win Dummies production. My name is Lucas Deal. I'm your host, and we are rocking episode number 44. Welcome in. In this episode, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of signings that happened this week. We'll break down the Taupo Classic in New Zealand, the Memorial in Arizona, and we'll also take a look at Isaac Robinson in his first tournament with Latitude 64. We'll also discuss Ken Climo and his new line of discs, and the PDGA making history. You don't want to miss a single thing, so make sure you stay strapped in, because it's going to be a good one. Going forward, you'll only be able to find us on YouTube. So if you're currently listening to us on Spotify or Samsung Podcasts or any other platform, make sure you go over to the YouTube channel, Diskin Deals Coverage, ring that bell for notifications, so that you don't ever miss a single episode. But hey, without further ado, let's bring in the real star of the show, the one-time world champ, Chris Smith, a.k.a. Smitty. What up, Smitty?
Enjoying the day off, man.
I got it too, so I'm very pumped up, but you are looking good. What's this hat I see?
Oh, I got a new lid, yeah. Brendan at Open Tab Project hooked us up. These are leather patches on there. Got some 7 panels, got some normal Richardson 112s, and some dad hats. So
yeah, they're looking fresh.
Time for some people to get a new lid.
Yep, I need one.
So yeah, man, I use this day off wisely. I went and got a tire fixed. I've been busting my butt getting KDGA stuff all rolling. I started the ordering process for t-shirts today, talked to Loft a little bit and got the disc rolling. I also started getting some stuff together for the I guess we're calling it the KDGA opener now that my name Kickoff got stolen. So
opener sounds fun. That's going to be at Camp Hawk, yeah?
Yep, 18 holes. 72 player max. I'm only doing foursomes this year.
Yeah, and that typically is the first tournament of the year, always fills up fast. So when's that registration open up?
It'll probably open up February the 1st.
Okay. All right, so people, be on the lookout if you want to play that tournament. It's a great course too.
Yes, sir.
All right, Smitty, there was a lot of disc golf this weekend. Should we get into it?
I've watched it all.
Okay. All right. Well, let's start where we always start. What's popping? What's been happening around the world of disc golf? And this week we had some tournaments. Let's start in New Zealand, yeah?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the Taupo Classic. So we can talk a little bit about this. You can see the results here. A 6-shot victory by Aiden Scott, who looked absolutely phenomenal that final round. That kid's got quite the putt. He threw the disc well. And Smitty, I watched this one full through. I love that course. I really, really enjoyed the elevation, the way it made you shape a shot with the OBs. That area that they used was done extremely well. I don't think we see many courses that are done as well as that one was done.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought the course was great. It wasn't overly long. And the OB wasn't obnoxious, but yeah, they did a good job of defining fairways and making holes that were fun to watch and fun to play. And, you know, I'm only sad about one thing about this kid winning. We know who he is now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
we've lost our joke.
We do know who he is. He's got to lose the sunglasses, though. I don't love them.
Bro, in New Zealand, the UV is so terrible.
I did see Ezra. You see how tomato that guy was?
Yeah, man, you gotta cover up. And so, yeah, I mean, Aiden played really well. I thought it was kind of funny. Luke and Small Paul kept talking about him throwing that ocean disc, the one that was just gifted to him. And that's pretty ballsy, taking that thing out and trying to win a fairly, there's a pretty good field here.
It was.
A lot of good players. And he was able to outlast them all. I mean, he shot 3 really good rounds and won. Yeah. The last one ended up being really hot, 1085, but it could have also went south in a hurry too. He made some putts that, number one, he didn't need, and number two, could have ended up in some bonus strokes pretty easy.
Yeah, he was definitely started off. I think he hit the first 7 of 9, and he was kind of on to the races there, set a course record there at Taupo. As you mentioned, there's some really good players in the field. Braden Sides had the lead going into that final round. He played a really, really good tournament. Didn't play the best the last round, but again, that kid's got game. I think we talked a little bit about him last year, and he just continues to improve. Ezra now with his second place finish, he's going to
win this year. He's going to win this year. Hole 1 cost him the tournament. He didn't get through the Mando ever. And I mean, didn't just barely miss it, but missed it a lot. And once again, he had so many OBs that leaked out left just because his discs, he doesn't have that connection that he had last year. He'll get it. I mean,
yeah,
he's slowly but surely beating them into shape. You know what it's like to get a brand new disc. And
oh yeah,
this guy's got a brand new bag of discs. So, and I'm not 100% sure he's completely comfortable with that putter.
No, I don't either. He mentioned that it was kind of a release point issue with some of those discs, and you could tell, especially on hole 1, which is a really cool starting hole. Again, I can't talk enough about this course. If you have not watched this and seen this course, I highly recommend. It's on GoThrow. It's the second stop on the GoThrow tour, and this was a really cool one to watch. I think they did it last year, potentially. I can't remember.
Yes, they did.
Okay, but this is the first time I got to see it, and this is a phenomenal course. Can't say enough about it.
And I think the boys at GoThrow are doing a great job all the way through. I think their coverage is good. I think their commentary is good. I think their graphics are good. I think they're doing a nice job.
Yeah, absolutely. Robert Burridge, after his win last week, ended up in 4th, and poor Chandler took a 7 very late, and that to cost him probably a spot on the podium.
That seems to kind of be a theme. He took one on the last hole last week, and then Bob did get an ace round 1 on that little bitty 190-footer.
Yeah, that was a cool ace. Very, very short hole, very specific, but that was pretty neat. But yeah, Chandler, dude, could watch that guy putt for days. He's a great putter.
Yes, he is. There's some other names there that are probably worth mentioning. We got Big Jerm in 6 with the brand new bag.
Oh, that's fair.
We got Luke, who had a pretty tough first round, but bounced back well and finished up 8. And then the Goose Man, 991, 1022, 1039. That's pretty good disc golf to finish 9th place. So
yeah, another one that had a pretty poor first round as well.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think that it was a fun tournament. I'm glad I watched it. It was good that I like the fact that when I would wake up in the morning, it was popping up on the YouTube. So
yeah, it is nice that it's on the other side of the world currently. So instant gratification. It's going to be different when they start moving into the U.S., though.
Yeah. Well, I'll be watching them live then.
Not on GoThrow.
Well, true. Then you got this cat coming out, playing an off-season tournament.
His very first tournament with Latitude 64, he played the Savannah Open. He struggled the first round. You can see that there. Shot a 61, only 987 rated. I wonder how long it's been since he hadn't shot a 1,000 rated round.
I'll bet it's been a while since he shot one that low.
Yeah, so surprising, but then he figured it out. Shot 1053 second round, 1069 third round, and then one of the coolest things that they do at the Savannah Open, they play the final 9.
Final 6.
Final 6, okay, excuse me. Final
Which is still cool.
But yeah, anytime you can get everyone that was at that tournament watching the final. I think that's just a cool touch.
Yeah, a lot of times in the olden days, those would be exhibitions on the end of the tournament. So they would do skins or something. And I think this one, the finals added right to your score. So
yeah,
there's two ways to look at it. I think the exhibition is a little bit more fun. The guys get to all start fresh and kind of show what they can do versus every stroke still counts for something important. So you think that 987 is a culmination of a couple of things, new discs, maybe pressure from signing a big contract, and
for sure.
Supposedly it's going to be on video. I haven't seen the Ace Run footage, but I mean,
yeah. New putter too. I mean,
I think it's hard to win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we have a guy in second here who's probably a local. Never heard of him. Jamie Kipe.
I think he was a Texas guy. I looked at him.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
there was a couple of Texas guys up there mixing it up with him.
Yeah.
And then Grady Shoe's no slouch, dude.
No, he's not. And Cade Caps, I've heard of that name before. So, yeah, but good win. I think that's a fantastic tournament to be his first with the brand. And as you can see, rounds 2 and 3, he figured it out, probably took a little pressure off. But I agree. He had to have felt a little bit after signing such a big deal. And happy for him, though. Glad he won, because if he didn't win, it was going to be a whole nother storyline.
Yeah, both those brothers are playing really well with a new bag of tricks, and that's good to see.
And here it is, the Memorial. What a field we had. And the 5 that we were probably the most excited about, maybe 6 if you include Parker, the cream really rose to the top here. And I'm going to tell you right now, this was fun. Gannon struggled. I mean, for Gannon, the first round, he was 17th after the first round, Smitty.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on how this tournament played out?
You know, it's classic Memorial. I think it's a fun starting place. The course is really easy. I do not hate birdie or die golf like some people do. And these guys, I didn't feel like they putted tremendously well, but they were throwing the disc really well. And have you watched it all?
I watched the first round. That's it. So
yeah. Well, AB led until the 12th hole of the final round. He screwed up, man. He missed a putt, stayed safe, missed the comebacker, went 4-2 on Gannon, tied him up, and then Gannon beat him 5 down to 2 down over the remaining holes. And as Gannon seemed to do all last year, as it comes down to it, clutch time and breaks start to happen, this kid never gets a bad break.
Is it the breaks, or like is he? Because again, I haven't seen it. Was it just good shot shaping? Was it good putting?
He got lucky twice on the same hole.
Did.
Yeah, well, semi-lucky. I mean, he threw a tremendous shot. Hole 16, they flick it and it goes up on the steep hill with the sidewalk down at the bottom.
Yep.
He flicked one right up to the pin, and of course it stood up on its edge and rolled down all the way down, rolled out of bounds and back in. And then after he threw, AB threw, hit a tree and went out of bounds.
Mm.
So, and way deep. AB didn't really have a chance to make it. So that's kind of 2 favorable breaks his way. And then Gannon missed his putt, hit the basket, and didn't roll down the hill. He stayed at the basket. So basically 3 breaks on that hole. But, once this kid gets his nose in front, I don't think anybody's going to catch him. You're not going to shake him for sure.
Did AB drop the ball here, Smitty? Did AB lose this tournament? Was it a choke job?
Not necessarily a choke job, but I mean, he was in the position to win. He kind of got rattled a little bit on the 12th hole when all that went down, and then the bad kick on 16, and then 18 Gannon was parked. So AB hit the tree and went OB short. So
gotcha. So
it was closer than
the final score doesn't say this. Tell the whole story.
Yeah, it was closer than it looked. I wouldn't call it a choke job. I'd call it what happens on fluky little courses like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you want to catch them all on a course like that.
I mean, and there were some other ballers too, man. Ezra went off. He had a
Let's talk about his
great
performance.
tournament. So
Yeah,
I mean, you can
place,
see
he really started hot with a 1073, I think a 13 under to start the tournament, and then good golf throughout, man. Very, very impressed with him.
And then our possible savior there in fourth place had a very quiet yet really good tournament, Eagle.
Yeah, he was even he was a stroke or maybe just one stroke behind Gannon after the first day, so he started slow too. But it looks like he picked it up the final 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping he comes back, but I'm a little surprised with Ricky in 5th. You?
Well, I'm surprised that Rick's playing. Honestly, he doesn't play very many tournaments off the tour. I think 5th at this tournament is not a terrible finish. I mean, look at that. You got the best player in the world winning, Ezra, who is playing outstanding, Anthony, who's played that course a gazillion times, and Eagle. I mean, those are 4 fantastic players that ended up beating him. Plus, where's Rick's headspace at? You know, I watched a live video of him the night before, and he made it a point to say that he was throwing dynamic discs this weekend. I don't know what that means moving forward.
Yeah.
And where he's at. But
did you think that was a little strange that he has to announce that he's throwing his sponsor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think at this point, if Rick was going somewhere else, we would probably know. We might not. But I mean, it's it'd be good. I want to know. Does it matter to me really? Doesn't matter to me what Rick does, right? But it's interesting, and I bet all this speculation behind the scenes is probably weighing on Rick a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder if the only reason he said it is because people keep talking about it. And so I wonder if it's just kind of response to what social media has been doing. I don't know, but I'd like to know for sure.
He also said he has no girlfriend and he has no Fern. So I don't know what happened with those two, but they seem to be gone. I think he said he's going to have a new tour manager coming on the scene soon.
Yeah, so very, very interesting. Anyone else you want to give mention to in the memorial here?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I think it was a fun tournament to watch. I'm glad Terry Miller went and covered it. You can watch it all on Disc Golf Guy.
Yep. I'm definitely going to watch all of that just to see how it all played out. But we do have something else to talk about. And look at this, the Wysocki brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know Zach could play like this.
He had a good first round. His second and third round weren't outstanding, but maybe the Robinsons better start watching that rear view mirror a little bit.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Again, this is, as you mentioned, more of a birdie or die course. So definitely one where, little bro can maybe compete as long as he's catching some. But is this something where we're going to see Zach on tour? Do you know anything about that? Or is this just like him playing because he's in Arizona too?
I don't know, man. I hope he's on tours. Little bro's about the same age that big bro was when he was first jumping into it and kind of paving the way for a lot of people to go on tour. I mean, Rick was a scrapper early, and it seemed to work out for him. So maybe Zach's going to follow that plan. But could you imagine having Rick as your brother? You're trying to do the same thing, and you're getting, all the feedback. Plus, you have all Rick's connections. I'm sure maybe he's going to travel with Rick. I don't know how it all is going to work, but yeah, good for him, man.
Yeah, I mean, he has access to just so many good tools, right? So, I mean, he could, if he has the skill, I mean, he's going to have like all of the knowledge that he would ever need because of Rick, and I think that's pretty awesome.
Yep, and he's on Team DD.
I mean, just thinking about like my brothers, like they're only as good as they were because of me. If you think about it, I mean, I helped them. They don't have any skill of their own.
Probably so. Probably so.
All right. Let's talk about some signings. This one was a shock to a lot of people, but Big Jerm signs a 4-year deal with MVP. What are your thoughts here, Smitty?
I think that's a pretty good pickup for MVP because if there's one thing I know Big Jerm's going to be on every post-production round all year long, basically, working for Jomez. And Big Jerm's a likable dude. He's fun. I don't think he's going to win very many Pro Tour tournaments. I don't know that he's going to make very many lead cards, but the big man can play Masters, and the big man can probably mix it up in the Masters division.
Yep.
At some of the tournaments. So, yeah, I think it's a fun pickup for him.
Yeah, I really like it. I think he'll move some discs too. I think he's, artistic. He'll probably have some say in a lot of his stamps. I think his first disc is like some type of dragonfly stamp, though. So we'll see. I don't know enough about MVP's plastic to know exactly what that disc was. It was a dragonfly, and then it was, I don't know. They have several different plastic types, but Silent K can be in the comments letting us know.
I guarantee you he's already responding right now.
Yeah, so let us know. Let us know in the comments what his disc is and if we should get it. They're also trying to change his nickname. GYRO Jerm.
Nah.
I saw a lot of this online. It's still Big Jerm, right?
Big Jerm. What's got to be.
Yeah, you can't change that.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with that.
All right, Prodigy. With the sign-up, you called this. They said that Luke said that they had a big name coming. I don't think this is the big name, but you called it regardless. But we got Deanne, we got AJ Carey, and here they are on Team Prodigy. I don't know if this is a big move for Prodigy. I know they needed a sponsor, so they said goodbye to Lone Star. Do you see this helping Prodigy move discs, or just a stopping place for the carries so that they can continue touring?
I don't know enough about them to really make that judgment call. I do know that this can't be the big pickup that Luke was talking about in the coverage. I think there's got to be somebody bigger. I do feel like this is a pretty decent fit for both Prodigy and the carries. They kind of seem like maybe they're part of that movement. They might have been there before Lone Star too. I'm not sure, but
where were they?
I feel like Prodigy wise, what do you got to lose? These people are going to be out on tour. They push Lone Star. They're guaranteed they're going to be good representatives for Prodigy and push the Prodigy brand the best they can. But we talked a little bit before that we don't know how much players move the disc selling needle.
That's true. That's true. I will say I think Deanne probably is featured more on the FPO side than AJ on the men's side. I think AJ did have a few good showings last year. So we'll see how it ends up. I do say I think I figured out who the Prodigy big name is going to be, and couldn't think of it last week, but then I thought more and more about it, and it's your favorite player ever, Joel frickin' Freeman. I think he signs with Prodigy.
I don't know.
He's really the only other big name out there that really hasn't signed, unless it's a European that I'm just not familiar with. I think it could be Joel. That would be so crazy.
Joel seems like
an A3.
Joel seems like an open bag kind of guy to me.
I think he has to throw the gator, right? He has 7 of them in his bag. So yeah, I could see him also going open bag. But man, if he goes Prodigy, just know that I called it. All right.
You got it.
All right.
Joel freaking Freeman fan club member.
So, I love Joel. He is a very unique dude. Now, let's talk about some more signings. We'll kind of go through a couple of these here, but Allie Smith, who's not far from us in the Kansas City area, she signed again with Team Infinite this year. So congratulations to Allie. She'll be back out there. Also,
Heidi Line, isn't that how you say it?
Yeah, Heidi Line. Clash Discs, no more. We have a departure, and we haven't heard of where she's going to go.
Gonna have to take one of my favorite commercials off.
Dude, she had the best commercials, I think. She really did. The popcorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really did a good job. I'm sad that she's going to be gone, but I will say she's someone that competes in that FPO field. I mean, I think she's a top 10 waiting to happen in most tournaments.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So where do you think she ends up? Any idea?
Prodigy Europe.
Oh, you think, another Prodigy. Whoa. Oh, Prodigy gets Joel and Heide? Oh, Prodigy making moves, baby.
Guess we'll find out in a few weeks, probably.
Yeah. Let us know where you think Heide is going to end up. Man, does she go open bags so she can throw the popcorn again?
Does she even really like the popcorn or the spice or any of them?
Yeah, we really never know. Eric Oakley style, right?
Correct.
All right. Casey White signs a 2-year extension with Discmania. That dude lives and breathes Discmania. I will say, if there's someone out there that, he does snaps when he come to his channel. He's a cool dude, man. I mean, he's a little quirky. He is definitely himself and loves Discmania.
Yeah, and he's good. He was a possible finger injury away from being a major champion last year. He was in control of that tournament when his finger got split open, and
he was my shine that week.
Yeah, you jinxed him.
I jinxed him, but also I chose him in the wrong category. I should have had him as a sleeper, and it would have been fine. But I chose him as a shine, and that's my fault, Casey. You would have won if it wasn't for me, brother.
But I think re-signing with Discmania is great for Casey and for Discmania. I mean, this guy has been nothing but loyal to them as far as I've ever seen on any Instagram or video or anything. So I think that's great that they re-signed him, and I hope he does well. Yeah,
he got a new van and a new wrap, so he's ready. He's ready for the season, and I'm ready for some Casey White. Love that little goober. All right. Discraft news. Austin Turner going to be on the tour team, and would you know it, Brody Smith, I don't think he's on the tour team.
He is not.
He's a step down this year, but still is going to be sponsored by Discraft. As you've mentioned in the past, Brody moves far too many discs to ever not be sponsored by Discraft at this time, even though he has some of the worst takes in the world.
He's pretty opinionated, that's for sure. But yeah, he's got a lot of followers. He's got a podcast that has thousands of people watch it every week. Big with the foundation crew. He's visible. Yeah. So that's probably as important to Discraft as him playing. He won't win a tour stop if he plays it. He probably won't even make the lead card.
Yeah, I don't see him. I think we should do a fun thing at some point this year and say how many top 20s he has this year. And I bet it's only 1 or 2. If
we don't even know what he's going to play.
No, that's true too. Is he going full time or not? But let's not overshadow Austin Turner, who I think's a stud. I love Austin. I love his game. I was surprised that he didn't have a sponsor for as long as he did, because this kid's really, really good. And I mean, he is always on social media, just acing everything. I think he just throws shots until he aces, but he is a fun player to watch, man. And the lefty makes it even cooler. He's
been on Team Discraft and DGA previously.
Yeah.
What happened to not have sponsor last year, I'm not sure. But yeah, this guy's good. This guy could pop off and win at any tournament. He's not as consistent as Gannon or AB or one of those guys, but every bit as talented.
Yeah, I mean, he had several top 20 finishes last year. Discraft, of course, grabbing even more players. Imagine that, Smitty. Imagine that.
Yeah, they've got them all.
Well, let's talk about someone they don't have, and that's Jakob here, Latitude 64. He's going to be back with the team, and he kind of came out of nowhere last year. I don't remember seeing him really do too much in previous years, but really solid player from Europe.
Yeah, he's good from the Czech. He's the best public in the Czech Republic. He's
best
had some
what?
player from the Czech Republic.
Okay.
So I don't know how big Czech Republic is and how many players they have there, but that's where he's from. But
count it.
He's had some pretty solid finishes over the last couple of seasons, really. And I think maybe it was a USDGC. He was coming down the stretch with a shot, or maybe I'm thinking Little Nick. I think I'm thinking Little Nick.
I think that was Little Nick.
So, but yeah, Jakub he's good. He's a great player. I don't know if he's going to win on the Pro Tour, but he's going to win on Pro Tour Europe.
You think he's going to win a tournament over there?
Probably could.
All right.
Let's look him up here.
But there's 5 stops?
I don't know how many stops they have. Last year, let's see, what did he do? He won Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver. He got second at a Disc Golf Pro Tour event in Europe. Got 5th at a silver in Norway. He got 5th at Turku. So he got 8th at Ledgestone.
All right, top 10.
Yeah.
Even. Yeah. So another good one for Latitude to have, and going to stay on the team. So congratulations, Jakub.
Mm-hmm.
Smitty, big news. Big news. The PDGA has officially issued the 300,000th player, Christopher Veers. What a fun number to have. He has the 300,000 number, PDGA number. Smitty, in your day, what's your number?
19983.
19983. There has been so many people since you have started. Did you ever think you would see the PDGA have this many numbers given out?
I remember when a 6-digit was a big thing when we got our first 100,000. So, and then we quickly got to 200,000, and now we're at 300,000. I wonder what we're at now. I wonder how many people were waiting for $299.99 to get snagged up so they could try to get 300,000.
Yeah, it's just, to me, I still want to know how many current members there are versus how many they've given out. Of course, some people are not around today that have had numbers. Some people just have not renewed. So it's just, it'd be really, really interesting to see how many, and I bet it's kind of shocking how few there are.
Oh yeah. I mean, you would think you'd be able to find that somewhere on their site, but I don't know how to do it.
I don't know either. If you know how, and you can tell us how many current members there are, or maybe you, Doug Bierkes, who definitely watches our podcast because he's been on it before. Doug, how many current members are there? Can you give us that information? Thanks.
Probably could. He probably could. Will he? I doubt it.
Yeah, I do think that they're trying to keep that hush-hush a little bit, because I think it would be shocking for everyone and just kind of show that the PGA may not be in the best spot. That's what I would think. Because, do you think, just for fun, do you think it's over 10,000?
Yes.
Really? Okay. See, I don't even think it gets to 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
Current.
Oh, yeah. Well over 10,000.
All right. Maybe I'm really lowballing it then.
I think you are.
All right.
Want me to ask them, PDGA, right quick?
Yeah. Let's do this live.
I'll send them an email as we're working.
Okay. Let's see how. So we will get back to you in 5 to 7 business days. Next Tuesday, we will have an answer for you.
Should. We should.
I will say, I messaged UDisc and they responded within 15 minutes.
They don't play around.
No, they don't.
They do not play around.
They shouldn't. Unless they're charging me.
How much is it now?
$40.
UDisc is?
Yeah, that's how
A
much
year?
it was last year. Yeah.
Good God.
Do you not remember?
I just go with it.
Yeah, it was $40 last year. I don't think I've paid this year. I don't think it's up until March. But yeah, it was $40 last year. I don't think it's changed. But that's the most I've ever paid for an app. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Me too, apparently.
You didn't even know. All right. You got your email sent?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about Climo, the champ. He is now in cahoots with Discraft, and for a line of discs, it looks like he's going to have a putter, a mid, a fairway, and a driver. These prototypes sold out apparently within 3 minutes, which is pretty insane. So maybe a good deal by Discraft. I was talking anyway about how do we need more discs? But the thing is I think people really want to support Ken. They know that he has been out of the game. They want him back in the game. And I think they are doing it more for him than the discs themselves, right? I will say, just to kind of clear the air here, because I've heard conflicting information, he's not sponsored by Discraft. He's partnering with Discraft to make these discs. And so I think we reported earlier from a source somewhere that said that he was going to be sponsored by Discraft. That's not the case. He's partnering with. Anyways, Smitty, thoughts on the new proto line from Ken?
Well, I think a partnership makes way more sense than being sponsored. I mean, if they just say they're sponsoring Ken Climo, big deal. Ken has some skin in this game. If the brand is truly his, he's got to do what needs to be done to endorse the brand and promote the brand. But I'm really excited for him. If you watch this video I shared here in the picture with Brian Earhart, it was a little bit sad. One thing, have you watched it?
I have not yet.
One thing I was not aware of is I knew Ken had hip problems and back problems, but he also had a serious battle with skin cancer. And he didn't have insurance or anything to cover it at that time. And he had a mole that appeared on his, I guess it would be his right cheek. And the procedure he needed, the way he had to do it because of the lack of money and insurance coverage, was they had to go the cheapest way. And they went in there, and when they took everything out, it just pretty much left a gaping hole in his face. And they had to cut him and pull everything over. And he said part of his right nostril is missing. And on top of that, his teeth were, he comes out that his teeth were in a place where he wasn't comfortable being on camera, basically. So got a full new grill, and he talks about all this in this video, and it's really good, man. It's worth watching. And it's kind of sad and disheartening that the greatest player in our game, who devoted his entire life to the game, had to go through something like that with zero insurance, or very, very little insurance, I guess.
Yeah, or help from anyone. And it didn't. I think a lot of people in his situation would have reached out, but maybe he was too proud and didn't want the help. So I think that's even kudos to him for kind of keeping that under wraps, because I don't think many people have heard that story.
Yeah, you watch this video. Brian just asked him to talk about it, and he does. So it's worth watching. It's early in the video, so you can at least watch that part. But he also throws all the discs, and this dude is damn good, man. Still, his very first one, he says, "I'm just going to throw this with little Anheuser, name it that soccer goal," and he's throwing one of the putters, and that thing never once got out of the dimensions of the soccer goal. So he's still really good. And
yeah, and I think it does make sense to have a partnership with Discraft, because to sponsor him, he doesn't play, right? He doesn't play. I mean, he still plays casually. I think I've heard him mention that, but it wouldn't make sense to sponsor him. And now he's getting probably more out of this, that it's his own line of discs as well. So I'm excited for the dude. I'm excited that we're going to see more of him too, because he's good for the sport. He is the champ for a reason.
So go watch that video if you haven't.
Yeah, go watch the video. That's to me too. I need to watch it as well. All right. One more thing I want to talk about here, because this got the internet in a frenzy. I just added this. I don't think you knew about it.
I've seen it.
Okay. Kristin Tattar, Kristin Latt, was in a Nike ad, a commercial for a sports bra. And never in my life did I realize that sometimes the disc golf community is just a bunch of animals. God, some of the comments I read are just crazy. That aside, I will say I think it's really amazing how progressive Kristin is. She's the only one that I can think of, besides Paul doing something with Adidas with his shoes back in the day. But Kristin really, really brings disc golf a different type of exposure, from her being sponsored by Porsche last year and now being in a Nike commercial. Mind you, it's Estonian Nike, so take it with a grain of salt. But still, it's a Nike ad. It's pretty dang cool. What were your thoughts when you saw this?
It was a cool ad. Somebody shared the ad on one of the social media platforms, so I watched it. It basically featured Kristin and I think she was a high jumper, maybe a heptathlete.
Yeah, I think there's three, because there's someone that did fencing too.
Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing the three of the best women athletes in Estonia, for sure. And Kristin is famous in Estonia. People know her.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think smaller population, more people per capita overall playing disc golf, probably helps this commercial relate to more people. And dude, if you look at her, this chick looks like a goddess. She's toned,
man.
Yeah.
She works hard, right? That's just that's not something that's natural. I mean, her obviously her looks are natural, but she's got toned arms. She works hard for that. You don't just get that just from walking around.
Yeah, and I didn't read any comments, but I can imagine what.
God, I just realized how thirsty we are as a disc golf community. Just real thirsty.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to go back and read them because I don't want to be let down.
Yeah, you would be. Don't anyone go read them. But at the same time, if you want to just look at the state we're in the disc golf community, just read some of those comments. But I will say, I think people say things online that they may not ever say in real life, just because they can hide behind a keyboard. So,
well, we're also a bunch of dudes, and I'm sorry, we're not the coolest dudes.
Yeah. Out of those 300,000 PDGA members signed up, I'm saying at least 90% is dudes.
And 100% of those are nerds.
Definite nerds. I would say 87% haven't ever seen a girl in a bra until that commercial. So,
man.
all right. But hey, Smitty, that's our episode. Kind of short and sweet this week. Still lots of good content out there. Tell me, do you have any shout outs for the week?
No, I didn't really think about it. I don't have any. I guess Brendan for delivering these hats to me at a tire shop while I was getting a tire fixed. So gave me something to do. And I don't know what we have coming up this week. I'm for sure we have another New Zealand event.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what else is popping up, but I'm sure there'll be something to watch.
For sure. So I guess, Smitty, tell me about the hats. Do you want to show them off besides that one?
Yeah,
how much do they cost? Let's tell people about the hats if they want to get one, because I know I want to get one.
Oh, yeah.
So the one that you have on, it looks like, is that a 7-panel?
Yes, sir. 7-panel.
Yeah, those look sweet.
These logos are leather. So I have done embroidered before, so we went something different just to try it out. But we got these white ones that look 7 panels, look
Yeah, those are sweet.
super sweet. We've got gray on gray, which look really nice.
I think I might have to go with that gray on gray.
Yeah, I like that one. We got the one I'm wearing, which is gray and black.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last 7 panel we have is...
Oh, the blue is sharp too.
Yeah, those look good. I think the 7 panels are going to have to be $30 a pop.
Yeah, I'm sure they're more expensive.
Yeah, they were way more expensive than the others.
So 30 for those.
We also have a Richardson 112s with the smaller off-centered logo. We've got kind of a khaki and black. We've got khaki and brown, kind of earth tone on all of these. And we've got one more of these. We have another one that's brown and khaki.
Yeah.
So I think the 112s are going to be 25.
25?
Yep. And then I got a few dudes that wear dad hats. So I had to make sure I ordered some dad hats for them.
Oh, yeah.
So I think the dad hats are going to be 20.
All right. I can see a Scott Ramser sighting on that one.
He wears one all the time.
Yeah, it is. All right, dude. Well, I guess I have just small little shout out to Sean Ayton, who came out and did winter skins for me. He recorded, did catch cam. Brandon was unfortunately sick, and I want to give a shout out to all the players that came out. We did this on Sunday. It was fairly cold, man. Thank God we didn't do it on Saturday, though, because the wind wasn't as bad yesterday or on Sunday. But shout out to everyone that played. So John Bones Jones, Nolan Ramser, Keenan Ford, Nate Alton, and Josiah Davenport, who was sick and still made it out. I think he was running a fever beforehand, and the fever broke, and he still made it out. And I felt sorry for that kid. You could tell he was not feeling hot. So thanks everyone for making it out. And
looked like you had a gallery of about 10.
Yeah, there were some people that came out. So I did want to shout out.
And then 2 in cars.
yeah. Smitty, you were out there following around in the truck. That's how I did league on Saturday. We went in a car circle, and I did payout from a circle in the cars. It was pretty fun. But yeah, so shout out to everyone that came and watched too, because it was a fun time. We'll get that out within the week or two, and Smitty and I will do some commentary on it and make fun of some people. That's what we do best.
I think there's probably some fun to be made after that.
Yep, there was. But all right, dude. I think that's the end. Anything else before we take off?
No, man. We're closing in on the season. Remember, we were going to invite some people in to make their year-long player to watch list or something we were going to talk about. So if we have anybody that wants to maybe come on in the next couple of weeks and tell us who they're looking forward to seeing, who's going to underperform and overperform this year, that might be kind of fun.
Yeah. So we'll just have maybe everyone just comes in with one person that you think's going to do better than they did last year, and then someone who is going to do worse than they did last year. And I think that will be fun. We may end up having some of the same names, but really think about it so that you don't have just some generic name. All right. And if you want to come on, we can have up to 10 people on at the same time. So we'll have a party, so comment below if you'd like to be a part of that. I'll also put something out on the Win Dummies podcast. So if you're not following the Win Dummies podcast on Facebook, make sure you're following that too, because that's where we'll make little announcements here and there. But okay.
Movie.
All right.
Right on, man.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for stopping in. Take care. Bye-bye now.